Good morning, this is Jeff with Sewer Tech Northwest. Today we're at property address 7140 Via Monte Mar here in Gladstone. We're located at the front of the house. If you're staring at the front of the home from the street, we're just a few feet in here from the front right corner of the house. We have a big old 4-inch cast iron cleanout. We're going to insert the camera and check the overall condition and serviceability of the sanitary sewer line. We currently have water running, and we're going to zero out the foot counter right at the bottom of the cleanout access. And then after this one, we've got at least one other line to scope. Looks like from an addition. Alright, we swap right over to ABS plastic, it looks like. Also 4-inch in diameter. Got a little bit of standing water there. We'll take a look at that spot when the line's drained out, but it looks pretty minor. It's a very short-lived little belly there. I tend not to get too worried about bellies until you've got realistically inches of standing water. Almost any belly out there can cause issues, but until they're of a particular size, if you're getting blockages in small bellies, it's because of what you're putting down the sewer line. It's not because of the belly. I often find that even significant bellies, where you've got 2-3 inches of standing water for 30 feet, still takes a particular storm of events to actually act up. Someone putting a ton of junk down the toilet at once, balling their toilet paper up the size of a football, or putting paper towels and tampons and stuff like that in the line. Regular folded toilet paper typically shoots through bellies with little issue, and if it does hang up, toilet paper has the advantage of disintegrating on its own. So that's why it's important to make sure you're not putting paper towels and things like that in the line. That stuff does not disintegrate and break down on its own. We transition here over to 4-inch 3034 PVC pipe. Got a couple spots in here, a little standing water there as well, very minor. And the important thing here is the line is very clean, and this line's been around a while. So it's been put to the test at this point. You've got some, looks like minor separation here at the pipe joint. We'll come back and take a look there. Make sure that joint looks sealed off. Most of these pipe joints also are fern coat. They have a rubber sleeve on the outside of them that join the pipe together, and so you can have some movement at the joint without actually opening up to the ground. I think we're doing a straight vertical drop here into the top of the main. My camera does not want to make this last bend here. It's hitting a little bit of a lip on that pipe joint. We're going to go locate. I think we're sitting right on top of the main right now. We'll just make sure we're lined up with it. All right, located the camera head successfully. The line terminates at the main right out front here on Via Monte Mar. Looks like our line here is pretty much done draining out. There's a slight amount of water trickling through, but not enough to mess with our view of anything. And where I located that is right at the end of a repair patch, lined right up with the manhole. So all that was that where we stopped there is just a straight vertical drop right into the top of the main lateral connection. Anyway, you can see how there's a little bit of shifting that occurred here. That joint is still very sealed off from the ground. There's nothing going on there. Got some cobwebs at the pipe joint, but that's about it. Similar circumstance there, a little bit of shifting that occurred, but no evidence that it's open to the ground. And the way that I'll write this up, like right here, you've got some extremely minor standing water. That's only about a 1/16 of an inch of water, which might as well not even be there when it comes to functionality. The only stuff that hangs up in water that minor is if you're putting bacon grease down the sink, stuff like that, that hardens up once it hits standing water. So the report will just mention there are a few very minor bellies throughout the sewer line, none of which are repair worthy in my opinion. There's absolutely no buildup in the sewer line either. Even if there was, a 1/16 of an inch of standing water is not repair worthy. And your line will stay, this is very clean. The biggest thing that keeps a sewer line clean is not putting things like, or putting grease down the kitchen sink, cooking oil, stuff like that, that is kind of the #1 thing that will lead to more buildup than anything, because it causes the line to have a sticky coating inside of it that causes toilet paper and everything else to stick to the pipe wall rather than flow through the line. So whoever's been living here has been living very clean. Another minor separation here. Looking around that, there's a little bit of a red discoloration there at the pipe joint. I'm looking for a few things though when I'm looking for whether a pipe joint is open to the ground or not. Generally, if the joint's open, you're going to have earthworms crawling around. You'll often have dirt clods sticking straight out of the pipe joint. Now there is a little bit of substance there at the joint that's kind of a reddish brown color. But when you have a separation, you have a little bit of a lip on the pipe. So when toilet flushes come shooting through here, they don't sit right in the flow line like a sink would. And it kind of splashes around. I think it's just kicking stuff up into the pipe joint. And because there's an edge there, stuff is kind of stuck to it. I don't see any roots coming through there. Dirt. There are a bunch of cobwebs, spider webs, but I don't see any evidence or strong evidence there that's open to the ground. And most of that is due to minor settling. You got this little belly here right off the bat, which allowed that joint pulled apart a little bit, but not a lot. Anyway, the belly is very, very minor. You've only got, from here at about 4 feet out to here at 7 feet. It's about a 3-foot belly. It has a 1/4 inch of standing water. All the bellies we've seen here so far are far too minor, in my opinion, to recommend any repairs on. On top of that, the line is spotless clean. It shows no signs whatsoever of causing flow problems. Now we're going to reel out here. Everything from this clean out access to the main lateral connection appears to be in good condition, has good flow, and is functioning properly at this time. We're now going to move over to a secondary branch of pipe off the back right corner of the house. Let's fill that one. We move over to the secondary line that comes off the master or added on addition bathroom here. We're going to now scope out through that until we hit the tie-in. All right, we just tied into cast iron pipe here. I just ran around and located, and this right here is right where the line ties in. It's right at the clean out access. We scoped the first part of the line through. Now, this portion of the sewer line has considerably more standing water in it. The tricky part here is when it comes to bellies and stuff, I become more concerned about bellies like this when the entire house is connected into it. This would appear to only be the master bathroom area, so there's only so much stuff that can actually go down the sewer line. But this one does have spots in it that look like you've got inches of standing water. The bummer here is it's consistent enough throughout that you'd have to literally redo this entire branch of pipe all the way out to the tie-in there. So we'll see how much debris buildup is in the sewer line. It's fairly minimal, and that's why I'm almost leaning towards not recommending a repair on it, just because, like right here, where this belly is at here and starts, there's no buildup. There's a little bit of film in the sewer line that my camera scraped loose, but no buildup on the sidewalls of the pipe. And this addition line here has been here for quite a long time. It looks like it was done probably 10 or 15 years ago, as best I can tell. The bathroom in there does not look like a terribly newly updated bathroom. So we got a tie-in right there. That's a secondary clean out, I think, and then I think we have an RV dump right close, probably about 10, 15 feet out from where we're going into the sewer line. Like right here, we've got over an inch of standing water in this section of the sewer line. It's once you get around that inch plus mark where I start seeing more buildup occur. But again, that's generally when you have the whole house tied into this area, not just one single bathroom. Again, this is the most significant belly in the sewer line I've seen thus far. And again, there's no buildup up the sidewalls. There's a little bit of a film on the sidewalls, but that's just a watermark. That's where the water line's getting up to. And almost this entire sewer line here is underneath concrete. So it'd be a very, very expensive repair to have to do. And so far here, I'm not seeing enough buildup to justify it, in my opinion. And this is a line that's even that much less likely to cause a problem because it's only a bathroom tied into it. If this had a kitchen sink connected into it where it would be handling grease coming down the sewer line, stuff like that, it would likely be quite a lot dirtier than it is. But because it's only handling basically human waste and toilet paper, we've got I mean, for the amount of bellies that are in here, it's very clean. I have not seen a scrap of toilet paper or anything in this section of pipe here. So we're going to go ahead and reel the camera out. There should be a clean out tie-in here at the top of the pipe. My lens is a little gunked up at the moment. There's another clean out access. Oh, it's right here. It's hard to see because it's on a turn. Right above, you can see where a Y is coming down there. That's where that RV dump is at. So all the clean outs here on the right side of the house are to service this one sewer line. One's an RV dump that's kind of in the middle. The two clean outs on each end are the initial clean out and a secondary clean out. The one in the middle is basically an RV dump, or it could be considered a third clean out. But anyway, we're going to reel the camera out of the sewer line. Again, we do have standing water in the line. At maximum, you've got around an inch of standing water at its worst point, but there is absolutely no buildup in the sewer line. In my opinion, this line is not showing me enough signs of flow problems to justify a repair like this. The amount of standing water that's in this line, you would essentially have to tear the entire sewer line out all the way out to 74 feet and redo the entire thing. In my opinion, the cost does not justify the benefit you're going to get from it. And this line has not been drain cleaned preemptively for the inspection to make it look nice and clean. It still has a mildew film inside of it. None of that stuff would be there if this had been cleaned for the purposes of selling the house. So anyway, this line has adequate flow. It's not perfect or proper, but it does have adequate flow to the main lateral connection, and that's made evident by the fact there is absolutely no buildup in the sewer line whatsoever. There's not even a tiny piece of toilet paper in it. In my opinion, repairs are not needed here. The sewer line in its entirety is functioning at this time. It's functioning, it functions proper from the main clean out to the main lateral connection. The secondary branch here, again, has adequate flow. It's not perfect, but the line is clean, and it appears that sewage is conveying its way through here with little issue.